You're listening to Work It Mommy, where the goal is for all women, that is, all women, no matter your age or your stage in life. You may be married, single, a teenager, a grandma. That's all good because we can come together under one tribe. But if you happen to be a mom, be the best mom ever and maintain your sanity while we do it. So, this is going to be a fun episode for all ladies today, and it's going to talk about something that we probably like all know how to do already, and we're probably doing a pretty good job with it, but we can always know more, right? And that is cleaning. So, there's so many products on the market, there's so many different ways to clean and things that you can do. But have you ever consulted with a cleaning expert? Someone who has a little bit more know-how or, a little bit more info on products that we can use, products that we don't realize we can use for things. So I have one of those experts in today, ladies. Her name is Brittany. Hi, Brittany. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you.
You're
Thanks so much.
welcome. And guys, if you are listening on podcasts, if you have time, whenever you do, jump over on YouTube and just look at how cute she looks. She has like this cute little pink bow in her hair. It's like the most adorable thing ever. Anyway, that's a random side note. So,
And there's a cat.
oh yeah, there's a cat. We can't,
Yeah.
and he's such a good kitty. Look at him just sitting there.
Yeah, she's Mimi. She's the
Oh, she.
star. Yeah,
Okay.
I have two, but she's the more social one. So, as in
Yeah.
all my stories, I try to put a cat on there. So that's my thing.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so now when I think about cleaning, I also think about kind of like the deep down cleaning. And I feel like something that a lot of people kind of wait to do is like refrigerator cleaning, and the refrigerator is something that can quickly get unorganized. So, what are your 3 tips for keeping your refrigerator organized?
That's a hard one. Like you said, it's something like you could just take one thing and put it in there and it's just organized. So it's real quick. But I mean, I'm not a mom, but I am a cat mom. So
Okay.
I think the biggest thing is don't overbuy stuff because it will just get lost in there. And so for me, I kind of buy for the week, especially a mom. I think you guys plan your meals for your kids or you know what your kids like. And so you always have it on stock.
Mm-hmm.
So just get what you need. And then, like I said on my posts that I did, the grocery store was my inspiration. And you see how everything kind of like it's in categories.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the oldest product down, and then behind is the newest product.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of prevents food waste and keeping it in a category. Like I just learned because I'm still learning through this,
Mm-hmm.
but the top part of your fridge should actually be like your leftovers and maybe sandwich meat because it's such a small area.
Mm-hmm.
And then the middle part is actually the bigger space where the drinks should go, the juices,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And then that third part is actually the coldest spot in your refrigerator. So that's where you put your maybe the meat you're going to cook for that day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want raw juice getting all over your stuff.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And maybe and like the drawers that controls the humidity for the vegetables and stuff like that. So that's the kind of the order you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I kind of learned, that drawer area when you open the door area,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a small area, and I think a lot of people put their condiments in there.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned is put the tallest condiment towards the back of the wall and then the shortest one in front of it. So you can see what's
Mm.
here and then you can see what's here. So you're not losing like, what do I have? You can kind of see it all.
Right.
So that's a key. Don't overbuy and then have categories for your area. Now, when I went over saying, buy for that week, since you made your meal plan, you're going to kind of eat yourself out of the house kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
where stuff is going to start disappearing in your fridge. And that's the perfect time to clean your fridge when it's almost empty. So
Yeah.
when I go to the grocery store, I put a thing on there, always wipe your stuff before you put it in your fridge because so
Mm-hmm.
many people touch that stuff and just nastiness. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want that in there.
Yep.
And the fridge is not a sterile environment. It's moist. It's not super cold, so stuff will grow in there.
Mm-hmm.
So wipe it down and then wipe your fridge down at the same time. And then there you go, put it in there. And so you got a clean fridge for that moment.
I love that. And just FYI, guys, one thing, I think the main thing actually that attracted me to you is I saw that in-depth video that you put up of cleaning the refrigerator, and you started with the inside, and then you even moved the refrigerator into behind the refrigerator and all that stuff. And for me, that was nice to see, because that's something that I will do occasionally. Now, some people do that, like they're like once a week or once a month. I'm like,
No.
I don't move my refrigerator that much, but I do. Anytime, kind of like my routine is every time I buy groceries, I clean out my entire refrigerator. And now the one place that I always seem to forget is the side you just mentioned, where the condiments go. And then I have some like random rotten condiments just chilling. I'm like, so, but everything else I just take out, immediately throw away, what isn't good, wipe down everything. And I know you're going to share with us, some things that we can use inside the refrigerator to keep it, on the ups and ups. But I use the stuff that I use and get it all clean. And then I put my new stuff in. And that really has helped to keep the refrigerator, up all the time, because truth be told, there's nothing that aggravates me more when I go to open my refrigerator and it smells. I don't like that. Like, ew, it just grosses me.
Yeah, and that gets in your food.
Yeah.
Your food absorbs that stuff. So, yeah.
So I'm like, I have to keep it really clean, at all times and everything. But so what are your tips to kind of help with the smell? Like, let's say someone's just feeling like my refrigerator always smells. Like, what do they do?
Okay, if it always smells, please clean it. That's
Number one.
Number one. Find out what stinks in your fridge. Go to the source. Okay, because there's something hidden in there that you didn't know. Like, pull out those drawers on the bottom. There's probably some stuff that fell right behind those.
Yeah.
Underneath the bottom of those drawers. But like, this is the stuff that I use to clean. I clean all my clients' homes with these products. Okay. And so vinegar is a deodorizer, and it also kills some germs. And then baking soda. That's like the oldest thing in the book. Have a little baking soda box in your refrigerator.
Yep. I do that.
Absorb. Yeah. So there you go, right there. And so on the video on my Instagram and on my TikTok, by the way, I have a TikTok. I just got a bucket of water. I put some Castile soap or non-toxic dish soap with vinegar, and then a little bit of baking powder in there too, and wiped it down. And that's it. And then I put that box of baking powder or baking soda in the refrigerator. Or if you get a little cup, put it in there too and stick it in there.
Yeah, the baking soda really helps to deodorize. Shout out baking soda, because baking soda, like, you can use it for so many things. Like, upset stomach, clean your teeth with it, like scrub
your nails. Hello, I did not know that. My nails have never been this long. As a house cleaner, you don't have long nails. It's impossible. And because the chemicals ruin your nails, they make them brittle. I remember I went to get a pedicure or manicure. He's like, your nails are so brittle. I'm like, oh, sorry, I clean houses. But now, since baking powder, and that's what I clean a lot with, my nails are so long.
Wow. Now that's new for me. Thank you for sharing that. I did not know that. Okay, I'm going to start, using baking soda more, when I clean to get my nails kind of going a little bit. But I mean, I think too with the refrigerators when they're smelly like that, you made a good point earlier too, is that I think people don't realize you're not supposed to keep meat in the refrigerator that long, or they also put it on a shelf they're not supposed to. Like, I do exactly what you said, like literally. So I'm happy. I'm like, I'm glad we're doing this consult, because I was hoping I was doing a good job. But don't put the meats on the top shelf, because then those meat juices, they drip on things, they cause cross contamination. You can get sick from that. Like if you, maybe there's like a half eaten sandwich that you throw in there, and then you've got like raw meat sitting on a shelf on top of that. Now that yucky raw meat juice is going to drip on your sandwich, and now you're going to have a really upset tummy. So just things like that to be mindful of. And then when those juices are running down, they fit into the little nooks and cranny of the fridge and cause all those odors, you know. So I even put my meats, I don't lay them just in the container they come in. I put mine in another little bag, like,
That's
and
good.
then put it in the fridge, because I'm like, if there's a random spill, you know, my whole fridge isn't like all grossed
Hmm.
up from it. So yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I thank you so much for mentioning that you do a home cleaning business. So tell me about some of the services you offer for folks.
I'm kind of above and beyond. I take you to your doctor's appointments. I'm
Oh,
the IT girl. I can reprogram your Roku, your TV.
okay.
I
You
mean,
are hustling.
yeah,
You need to change
I
your
do
name
it
to
all.
Hustler.
Well, it's because where I live, it's a huge retirement area, and
Okay.
so they don't have their kids with them. They're
Mm-hmm.
snowbirds. We call them snowbirds. They come here for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't have anybody. And
Mm.
I'm like another kid's daughter to them. So they have me over, how do I FaceTime? How do I Zoom? I have a
Aw.
doctor's appointment. Can you help me with the tele health thingy that they have now? I've cleaned carpets. I've uh, do windows outside, inside.
Mm-hmm.
I dog sat before, house sat before. So I kind of do it all at a way cheaper price than these big companies
Yep.
because, you're paying for the name and all that stuff. So for me, um, I just kind of did that because, I want to make more money.
Right, right.
Okay. And then, yeah, I actually love my clients. I'm so thankful. All of my clients are easy
Mm-hmm.
and they treat me so well. And so there's a really good relationship we have. We take care of each other. And so that's why I'm willing to do the extra things for them. Of course, they always pay me or tip me. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a business, you have to pay for your time. So I give little tips on my Instagram, like, what if you're looking for a house cleaner?
Mm-hmm.
Or how much should you pay? Because there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I pay for I provide all of my cleaning supplies, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to wash my rags. I use my own water, my own electricity. I
Mm-hmm.
use my own vehicle. I don't have a work vehicle. Everything comes out of my pocket, maintenance. And so sometimes people freak out at the price as a house cleaner,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all of those things behind it that, you have to put into consideration. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to put all that into perspective when I tell my clients, like, this is why. So, but it's,
Right.
your value, your worth. And so they don't mind paying what they do, but every house cleaner is different. So
That's
yeah. So
it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're giving, more. You're giving that personalized touch. You actually care, honest, trustworthy, people, that's stuff that people need. And right now, you're working still now in the pandemic. You're still assisting your clients and everything. So
Yeah.
even that, like it's you know right now with the pandemic, that's a whole nother added layer. That's another
Mm-hmm.
expense, another consideration, something else to worry about. So I think that, I'm pretty sure whatever you charge, that they're fair. Back in the day, with my mom, we used to do house cleaning. She cleaned so many house, like we would go in there together, and we got our system down,
Mm-hmm.
and we would go in, and she had long time clients for
Yeah.
years. I have really fond memories of one of her clients. She was an elderly woman, and boy, she cared for us. She would buy us gifts. We were little kids then, into my teenage years, And you know, she just certain times she would give us gifts or just take us aside and say have little nice things to say to us. And she even went to my brother's like graduation. You know, like there's a
Wow.
lot. So and it was because you know my mom would do what you did. She would go that extra mile. She would you know run little errands and all these
Mhm.
things. You know, so it's helpful. So thank you you know for doing what you do. It's a really sweet thing to do.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I don't feel it as like it's beneath me or anything because
Mhm.
it's a, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it and you're in their personal things. So you got to
Yeah.
trust your cleaner. You got to have a good relationship with them, you
Mhm.
know? So that's why I feel like you have that bond with them because you see all their dirtiness, you know, all their stuff they
Mhm.
don't want people to see. You're in it.
Right, right. That's so true, you know. And we had some like corporate accounts too, and we would do like the buildings and stuff like that. But you
Wow.
really got the one-on-one, you know, when you worked with people like what you're doing, which is so nice. So this is just kind of a question, you know, from like a business, you know, owner standpoint, because we do have a lot of women that listen that are small business owners, or they might be looking for a side hustle. So what made you get into this particular business? What made you want to start a cleaning business?
It just kind of came to me. I lived in Peru for 6 years, so I was out of the
Ah,
working game for a long time.
okay.
And I mean, I say on my Instagram, I have 3 jobs. You know, my main job, and then I teach English to Chinese students. So I'm up at 3:30 in the morning
Mm,
until 7 in the morning, and then I do houses. So my group of circle of friends cleaned houses and they had their free time. They could do their extra activities that they wanted to do and their own bosses. And I love that. I want to be my own boss. I don't want to be with somebody's schedule and
oh, yeah.
what have you. So I just kind of asked someone to take me under their wing. They gave me one of their houses and
Hmm.
taught me. And I looked on YouTube, so many awesome people on YouTube on how to clean. And then now that I've been doing it for a couple of years, uh, it started getting the reason why I do my thing the natural. First of all, to find a house cleaner that does natural cleaning like this, like down to the
Yes.
bone, that
Mm-hmm.
is very rare.
Yeah.
And it's discouraged. A lot of my friends that are house cleaners said, don't even waste your time. You're gonna take forever to clean and it's not the same, this and that. So I just kind of, okay, well, they know better than me.
Mm-hmm.
And my aha moment of when I started looking into this was I ran out of stainless steel polish for a house,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like really bad refrigerator with dog marks, you know, the slobber and all that. So I was like, I can't
Oh.
leave this thing like this. So I saw the olive oil and I was like, I'm gonna try this. I don't know why. I'm just gonna try it.
Hmm.
Oil, and I just put very little on like my microfiber cloth and just started doing it. And it looked awesome. And I was like, oh, this actually can work.
Nice.
So then I was like, what else works good, you know? Because I hate the stainless steel polish. It's just the worst. It's
Mm-hmm.
greasy, leaves streaks and fingerprints. And the olive oil doesn't do that. So one of my awesome, most everybody loves recipe is my homemade furniture polish, my DIY furniture polish.
Mm.
So yeah, that was the thing for me that, okay, you know what, I'm gonna present this. I'm gonna be a natural house cleaner. And then since COVID started, a lot of my clients did get COVID
Oh,
and
wow.
some really, really, really bad. Like I
Oh, my
almost
word.
lost a client. And
Yikes.
her lung specialist told her, you cannot use bleach, you cannot use Comet, you can't use Lysol, you can't use any of those chemicals anymore. You have to go natural. So it was
Wow.
literally, yeah, it was literally her health. Like she could not have those. And so I
Hmm.
couldn't go into her house and say, well, this is just the way. No. I looked more into it for her and I tried them the recipes, investigated a lot, and I was like, oh my goodness, this works way better than
Wow.
Barkeeper's Friend, you know, all this stuff that people use. I've used them all, and this stuff is just way better. Yeah, so that's
Wow.
my decision on doing this, and you know, so far so good. Yeah. I feel good.
Kudos. Yeah, that's great, And I know too, it's good to, I think, for you as the person who's doing the cleaning to consider, they have some eco-friendly ones out there and all this stuff, but
Mhm.
the more simple you can keep it, the better it is, because you're using it every day. And that's kind of what I tell people, with the cleaning products. It's like, okay, it's one thing if, you're cleaning your own
Mhm.
house once a week or every 2 weeks, you clean your toilet, you may use a traditional toilet cleaner. But when you're
Mhm.
on your hands and knees all day, every day, and then you're, breathing that in, now that could add up to be something. You know what I mean? So in that
Yeah.
case, it's probably better to go with the natural things, because you got to consider the exposure for yourself. So I think, and the vinegar, I've been using vinegar for a lot of things recently, and it does
Mhm.
excellent. I've been
Yeah.
dropping it in my laundry.
Mhm.
And I'll share one little thing. Like, I shared the idea with my husband. I think I used it on like one thing, and he was like, "Oh, this is like amazing!" It like took some odor
Mhm.
out of something.
Mhm.
And then boyfriend went ham with the vinegar. Just like, oh, I did
Everything
the
vinegar.
laundry and I put the vinegar in it, but I think he was a little
Yeah.
heavy handed with one, because then I was like, I could still smell the vinegar a little bit, but it didn't smell. I'd rather smell vinegar than like anything else. So it
Yeah,
was fine,
bleach.
but it does great. It really, really
Yeah.
does great. It does great.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, I think the worst ventilated area in your house is your bathroom to clean.
Yeah.
And for me, it takes almost an hour to clean a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was using bleach and all that other stuff, um, I actually got this huge, like, it's hard to see on here, but I
Uh-huh.
have a huge scar because I had this rash for like a year. And I went to
Mm-hmm.
the dermatologist. I was like, I don't know what this is. And he was like, I don't even know either. He couldn't figure it out. I wear gloves all the time, but
Hmm.
these chemicals were so strong that they were penetrating the gloves and caused
Mm.
this rash. So once I started doing the natural, I was like, oh, it's gone now. And then I
Wow.
bought this. I haven't shown it on my Instagram yet, but I talk about it.
Ooh.
I have a gas mask, or I had a gas mask. I don't use it anymore, but I would go in the bathroom and I'm like, this is what I would wear. I don't care what they think. This is my health. I gotta use
Yeah.
it because the bleach is just really hard. So I did on my Instagram a while ago. It was a 5-day challenge of no
Mm-hmm.
bleach. And I went into areas that everyone would just automatically think, use bleach, the
Right.
toilet, the floors, cleaning, like my cleaning rags, your
Mm-hmm.
wipes, and the shower. And so I showed every day what you could use instead of this stuff here. And you don't need bleach. Even in I researched this stuff, and my mom was a housekeeper in the hospital, and she said we didn't use bleach in the patient's room because it's too hard. And
Mm.
even with the equipment, they can't use bleach on it because it starts to erode
Road. Yeah, that's true. It
the
will break
equipment.
things down over time
Mhm.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that just goes to show, like, if your house is not a hospital, you don't have millions, thousands of people going in and out. It's your germs, your kids' germs. So why do we need to take like a bazooka in our house and use bleach?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people don't even use it right. They're way overdoing it. And so you're
Gotta
just
dilute
dumping.
that stuff, man.
I mean, it's like that much you need in a gallon of
Mm-hmm.
water. So I doubt people do that. And really, I put a link, or I always reference my stuff. It's not my opinion, but actually, government agency says don't dump toxic chemicals down the drain because it eventually goes into our water system. And so, if you're
Mm.
using all of these toxic stuff, dumping it down there, it goes back into what we we consume.
That is so
So that's
true.
another motivation not to use that stuff, like going to the fridge. You're going to wipe your fridge down with bleach, but where's the rinsing? You can't rinse
Oh
the bleach
yeah.
out, so
Yeah.
you have bleach sitting in there, and then you put your food in there and it absorbs it. So you're eating bleach.
It's so
So
true. It's absolutely the truth. I feel like I want to brush up on my OSHA, all of those requirements for, safely storing and using chemicals and things like that. Because, yeah, it's definitely a big
Yeah.
deal. Thank you so much for sharing all that. Now, what I will tell everyone is if you are interested in reaching out to Brittany, so Instagram is a great way to get in touch with you, right?
Yeah, Instagram. I try to
Okay.
get back. So many people write me, "How do you do this? How do you do it?" I usually have a video on it because I've already done it, and I maybe
Mhm.
haven't posted yet because I test everything out before I put it up there.
Good for you.
And, a house cleaner, how many times I get to try it out? So I
Yeah,
have a lot of
yeah.
houses, so it's foolproof. It really is.
That is great. That is great. Okay, ladies, so let's go ahead and take a look at what Brittany's got up. So, first of all, let's take a look at your TikTok. So, you do
Oh.
some super cute TikToks, and like I was saying, kudos to you. Like, I like quit TikTok. I'm such a loser, guys. I was just like, nah, this is too hard. I can't do this. Goodbye. And so I left, but I love seeing people who stick around and make it work for them. And you are consistently getting a lot of traffic. Like these are great and they're informative.
Yeah, like, the one on how to whiten your whites without bleach has, like, 80,000 views.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
that
right
one right there.
there.
Yeah,
Look at that.
79. I'm almost there. Almost at 80,000.
That is amazing.
And then also, I just put up, the one today about how to unclog your drains without
Oh,
using the Drano, and that already has, like, 1,000, and it only has, like, 2 hours up, so I don't know why people are, having maybe they're having drain issues or something, but, I
it's
mean.
because it's so informative. It's like these little things, these little tips and tricks. And I feel like this is the kind of stuff that does really good on TikTok. Like if it's a good tip and it's quick and the video's good, like all your videos look great.
Oh.
So good kudos to that. And then of course you have your Instagram as well, which is a super cute Instagram. And some of these make it over, some you have some like similar TikTok videos here and then some other content as well. So definitely give her a follow, guys. It's on Instagram, natural.cleaning.girl. And it's the same on TikTok, natural.cleaning.girl. And get connected, get some free tips. And if you are able to, go ahead and book Brittany for at least a consultation to figure out, all these
Yeah.
things that could happen. So,
Like, I did a live yesterday, and I was just cleaning, so I showed everyone, like, how to do their floors. I mopped some wooden floors, which are a pain,
mm-hmm.
and then I showed them how to do the sink, and it was live, so, yeah, if anyone, like, "Hey, can you join me on how to clean this?" Yeah, I can put it in there. I've never done that before, so I'm just learning
Wow.
this. This is all brand new. I've only been doing this, like, a month, so.
I love it. Well, you are off to an amazing start. Kudos. Kudos.
She's the star. Mimi's the star, my little cat.
She has been so good sitting there the whole time, guys. She
She
hasn't
is.
moved a wink. Look at her. That is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, she's Peruvian too. I rescued her. So,
Oh, very nice. Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So, yeah, that's our little story.
I love it. All right, ladies. Well, in this episode today, we got to hang out with Brittany. We got some great tips on how to clean our refrigerators and some good general overall cleaning tips on products we can use, alternative, more natural products that can really be helpful. And we also got to take a journey to her social medias and see all the fun tips that she's got to share. All right, ladies, I hope you find this information helpful. Thank you so much for listening to Work It Mommy. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next episode.